What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so yesterday we saw game one of the Western Conference Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Just to put out a fact, a little bit of trivia for this series, this is the first time in 29 years that we have had a Western Conference Finals where there was no team from either the state of Texas or California in the Western Conference Finals. First time since 1996 when the conference finals was the Sonics versus the Jazz. Long time. So for some reason, even though the Western Conference Finals have started, the NBA still has not announced the MVP winner from the regular season. It baffles me why it's taken this long. The only time it's ever taken longer than this is when the NBA had that ill-conceived postseason awards bullshit, which they quickly scrapped. Other than that, from my memory, the MVP had always been announced sometime during the second round of the playoffs. But here we are in the Western Conference Finals, and they're still sitting on that award. It's almost like they're trying to find an excuse to give it to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a consolation prize for getting knocked out of the second round. By the way, isn't it sad how the Joker contingency, they're making all these excuses, seeing articles talking about how he needs help and all this bullshit, which is so disrespectful to his teammates. But, you know, when you have that Adolf Hitler-Gruber, philosophy and mindset of supremacy, you're going to make every excuse for your savior. But anyway, early on in this game, it looked like the Thunder may lay an egg. They were not, for the most part, it was a combination of missed shots, terrible execution, and Shai just missing every damn thing. In the first half, Gilgeous-Alexander went 2 for 13. And it was a lot of it was really good defense, pressure defense by the Timberwolves. Also some of it was Julius Randle was cooking in the first half for the Timberwolves. He had 20 points in the first half, like he was on his way to a 35 or 40 point, maybe more type game, maybe almost a playoff career high type game. But he only scored 8 points in the second half. Meanwhile, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who started the game 2 for 13 in the first half, went 8 for 14 in the second half. Also connected on 11 of 14 from 11 of 14 from the free throw line, as he went on to score, I believe it was 31 points. And, you got these guys who are talking about, he's a free throw merchant and all that, right? They don't like the way he plays. He always gets into the line. He's always looking for cheap fouls and all of that, right? But these clowns never say anything about Luca. These jigs out there, they never got anything to say about Luca. Or let me stop before the Tukey bots threaten me for talking about a white boy. They might threatened me for that, uh, the Tukey bots, But anyway, uh, yeah, they didn't have nothing to say about Luca Doncic. He does the same thing. Luka Doncic is always fishing for foul, but you don't see these jigs complaining about that. But once it's a fellow black man who's excelling, here come the jigs. Here come the jigs. Come on, here come the jigs. Here come the jigs. Here come the jigs. Here come the jigs. Oh, I just can't stand the way this guy plays, man. He's always fishing for fouls, man. All he does is shoot free throws. Oh, but when you look at free throw leaders in the playoffs, Shai is number one, 111 attempts. Number two is Jokic at 101 attempts, right? 10 behind. And Shai didn't play, you know what I'm saying? Rather, I should say, Shai is pretty much the only guy on that team that's capable of averaging 20 points per game, really. I mean, you got Jalen Williams, but consistently, if you give the Thunder a guy like Jamal Murray, the Thunder would have won 75 games this year. But see, it was okay when Jokic was doing that, though. See, when Jokic was shooting all those free throws in this past series, as I said, nobody parted their lips because these guys have the jig juice in them. They're full of it. They're full of jig juice. But anyway, in the second half, the Thunder took full control, went on a 10-0 run late in the third quarter. They seized the lead, and it just got bigger and bigger. And they took more and more control of the game. Their offense started flowing. Jalen Williams, I think he had 20. Let's see. I think Jalen Williams had 20. No, he had 19 points. Excuse me. He had 19 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals in this contest. Chet Holmgren had 15 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks. Isaiah Hartenstein, 12 points, 5 rebounds on 6 of 8 shooting. As a team, the Thunder shot 50% from the floor, 11 of 21 from downtown, 21 of 26 at the line. And they won emphatically 114, I believe it was, to 88. I believe that's a 26-point blowout lead to take a 1-games-to-none lead in this best-of-7 series. Now, unlike the Nuggets, unlike Aaron Gordon, who shout to him, he played he gave a valiant performance, I should say, and memorable Game 7 performance despite the injury that would kept most mortals out. I give him more praise for that, but that excuse was weak. Nobody's crying. Nobody shed a tear for the Thunder having to play a game just 48 hours of playing in a pivotal Game 7, right? The Timberwolves had, over a week off? So what's the excuse? They went out, the Thunder, and blew out the Timberwolves, even though they only had 48 hours of rest. Timberwolves had a whole week. Speaking of Timberwolves, people talking about free throws and all that, that wasn't what lost them the game, man. What lost the Timberwolves the game was first of all, it's the Thunder's tenacious defense. People that won't give the Thunder credit, man. They just won't do it. But we keep saying the same thing. The Thunder's defense is just unbelievable, man. The Timberwolves committed 17 turnovers. That was something I said in my videos preceding this series. I said the sloppiness and the lack of precision that the Timberwolves was getting away with in the prior series against the Lakers and, an injury-depleted Warriors team, they're not going to fly against the Thunder. They're going to seize upon that, and they're going to beat the shit out of you if you're not show more precision in their offense. You sometimes wonder if the Timberwolves would be better off if they had a point guard who was a great floor general and almost like a Chris Paul like type performer, a guy who low turnover rate, a great facilitator, great passer. Because I don't know, it seems like their offense tends to run through Ant, and Ant has been turning the ball over a lot as of late. I don't remember how many turnovers he had last night. I didn't look at it, but I did see that Randall had 5 turnovers, 3 in the first half. But man, outside of Randall, really, I guess Ant had an okay game, but he should have shot the ball more, and he got to become more offensively aggressive, in my opinion. But man, Naz Reid, who has been rather underwhelming in these playoffs, even if it's just from him not shooting as much, 4 points, 1 of 11 from the floor, 0 for 7 from 3-point range. Michael Conley, 7 points, 2 of 8 from the floor, 1 of 5 from 3-point range. Dante DiVincenzo, 3 for 14, 3 of 12 from 3-point range. And Alex Walker, 3 of 11, 2 of 9 from 3-point range. So as a team, they shot 35% from the floor, only 15 of 51 from downtown. That's not going to get it done. And they're 15 of 21 at the line. So for all this talk about free throws, the Thunder only shot 5 more free throws, and they lost by 26. So get off of this bullshit about free throws, man. The Thunder lost this game because, the Thunder won this game because they were the better team last night, and I think they're going to win this series. I said I thought they're probably going to win this series in 6. I'm still going to stick with that prediction for right now, but we'll see. Rudy Gobert, who looked like Wilt Chamberlain against the Lakers in that great game. It was a game 5 of that series, opening round. Rudy Gobert, 2 points, 3 rebounds. That's the Rudy Gobert that I know from the playoffs. Scrub. But anyway, salute to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, your MVP, whether you like it or not. And I think the Thunder are going to win the championship, man. I think they're going to win the championship. I think they're going to play the Pacers in the NBA Finals. And I think they're going to win their first championship in 7 games. I give it 7 games. I think it's going to be a long series. I think the Pacers can match the Thunder's depth and intensity, and offensively as well, obviously. But I think Shai, being a dynamic performer, I think Shai is going to excel in that series, and I think ultimately they're going to win in 7, and they're going to win their franchise's 2nd NBA championship and 1st in OKC. But I could be wrong, obviously. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.